Hello, everyone. This is Al, Red Sox fan, to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. We're going to bring you some APBA baseball. Basic card and dice makes everything nice. Bring it to a tabletop near you. Our game tonight, game one of the 1981 National League Championship Series. What if the season wasn't split and the records were combined? Well, then you would have St. Louis battling Cincinnati for National League supremacy. You have entered another dimension. Welcome to the Twilight Zone Baseball. All right, so here we go. Game one. The St. Louis Cardinals would have won the East with a combined record of 59-43 in 1981. The Cincinnati Reds would have won the National League West with a combined record of 66-42. Game one of our What If National League Championship Series. First roll, aka pitch, is next. For the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, on the mound is Larry Sorensen. He's a B grade Z modifier. Sorensen was 7-7 with a 3.27 ERA. Sorensen pitched approximately 6 innings per start. Leading off, playing shortstop, the switch-hitting Gary Templeton. Batting second, the third baseman Ken Oberkfell. Keith Hernandez bats third, plays first. In center field is George Hendrick, the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Darrell Porter. Sisto Lescano bats sixth. He's in left field. Tito Landrum bats seventh in right field. Batting eighth, Tommy Herr, the second baseman. Batting ninth, the pitcher, Larry Sorensen. For the Cincinnati Reds, Tom Seaver will be on the mound. Seaver led the league, the National League, in wins, 14-2 with a 2.54 ERA. Seaver is an A-grade pitcher with no modifiers. Dave Collins leads off. He will be in right field. Ken Griffey Sr. bats second in center field. Davey Concepcion bats third, playing short. Johnny Bench, the cleanup hitter, at first base. George Foster bats fifth in left field. Joe Nolan does the catching, batting sixth. Ray Knight plays third, bats seventh. Ron Oster bats eighth, plays second base. The pitcher, Tom Seaver, bats ninth. All righty. So Seaver will go out to have his warm-up tosses for the top of the first. Let's put these cards here. Seaver's done with his warm-up tosses. He'll face Templeton, Oberkfell, Hernandez. If anyone gets on, the cleanup hitter, George Hendrick. Templeton, switch hitter, will bat lefty. Seaver looks in at Nolan. The pitch to Gary Templeton, 34 to Gary Templeton to start off the game. 34 is a 31. Base is empty. Templeton swings the stick. Cincinnati's a fielding column 2. So that's a 31. Fly ball to center field. Going back is Ken Griffey Sr. He makes the catch. Templeton is retired. On the fly ball to center. 1 out, no one on. For the third baseman, left-hand batting Ken Oberkfell. Seaver rocks and deals to Oberkfell. 36 to Oberkfell. That's a 33. He swings the bat. Popped up. Right side. Second baseman Oster waits for it. He makes the catch. 2 down. Base is empty with 2 outs for the left-hand batting first baseman Keith Hernandez of the Cardinals. Seaver and the Reds looking for a 1-2-3 inning. They'll have to get through Keith Hernandez. The pitch to Hernandez from Seaver, 22. How do you do? 22's a re-roll. That's a 0. Hernandez rolls on the D column, 53-6. That's going to be a double. Double to the left center field gap. Inning stays alive. Hernandez stands at second with 2 outs. Coming to the plate, the cleanup hitter, center fielder, right-hand batting George Hendrick. Dave Little has joined us. Hope all is well. Check out and subscribe to that wonderful channel. All right, so we have Hernandez, a normal runner at second, 2 outs. Hendrick at the plate. Cardinals trying to take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Seaver picks up the sign from Nolan. The pitch to Hendrick, 35 to George Hendrick. Runner at second, 2 outs. 35 is a 9. A pitcher, 9. That's going to be a ground ball with 2 outs. It's going to be a strikeout. It will be a strikeout. So Hendrick grounds foul to the right side. Seaver then paints the inside corner with a fastball. Hendrick is gone looking. Had it been not 2 outs, it would have been a ground out to second. Seaver picks up a strikeout. The 2-out double doesn't hurt. We go to the bottom of the first, Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, 1981. What if the season records were combined? Well, then it would have been the Cardinals and the Reds in the National League Championship Series. Game 1 of 5. Larry Sorensen, B grade, Z modifier to the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. Sorensen takes his warm-up tosses. I wonder if I'm going to put that there. I think I like that there better. Sorensen will face Collins, Griffey, Concepcion. If anyone gets on, first baseman Johnny Bench in the bottom of the first for the Cincinnati Reds. Porter behind the plate. Wiggles the fingers. Sorensen deals to Collins. Switch hitter batting lefty. 25 to Collins from Sorensen. 25 is a 10. Runner at first. I believe this is going to be a hit and a stolen base. B grade on the 10. It's a flare to right field. It's going to drop in. No stolen base there. That would have been the 11. So Collins with a leadoff single. He's a speedy runner at first. Dave Gardner has joined us at the ballpark. Check out and subscribe to his channel, along with Daryl Cole. When being an Expos fan was exciting. Darn Rick Monday. Blue Monday. I remember that. He hit the homer. Good to see everyone here. That will bring up not Davey Concepcion. Card stuck. Ken Griffey Sr. Runner at first. St. Louis will try to turn 2 up the middle with Templeton and Tommy Herr. Here's the pitch to Griffey from Sorensen. Sorensen deals a 21 to Ken Griffey Sr. 21. 21's a 30. Griffey swings the bat. St. Louis is a fielding column 1. Can of corn to left. Making the catch is Lescano. Retreating to first is Collins. 1 out, 1 on. Number 3 batter, shortstop Davy Concepcion. Righty-righty matchup. Sorensen kicks and deals to Concepcion. 46 to Davy Concepcion with a runner at second. Runner at first. 46. Swing and a miss. That is a strikeout. Sorensen records his first K. That was a 13. 2 outs. Collins will be off on contact. Johnny Bench playing first base. An aging Johnny Bench at first base. We put Dreesen on the bench. He'll come in defensively if we have a lead. But you wanted to get Johnny Bench's 309 average and Joe Nolan's 309 average, in my opinion, in the lineup. Here's the pitch to Bench with 2 outs. Sorensen fires in a 52 to Johnny Bench. 52 is a 27. Bench will swing the stick, but that's going to end the inning. Ground ball to third. Going across the diamond, Oberkfell to Hernandez. Bench is gone. So are the Reds. In the bottom of the first, we've played 1 here in Cincinnati. No score. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, 1981. What if there was no split season? It would have been the Cardinals and the Reds. So Sorensen does his job. Seaver back to the bump for the top of the second for the Cincinnati Reds. Seaver will face Porter, Lascano, Tito Landrum here in the top of the second. Darrell Porter, left-hand batting catcher for the Cardinals, former Kansas City Royal. The pitch from Seaver to Porter. 31 to Darrell Porter. 31 is a 14. That is a walk. So Porter reaches on the free pass. Slow runner. Excellent double play candidate here. Sisto Lascano, former Milwaukee Brewer, steps to the right-hander's batter's box, prepared to do battle with Tom Terrific. The pitch to Lascano. Seaver trying to jam him. That's a 64. 64 is a 12. Tailor-made double play ball. Hard hit ball to third. Knight, Oster, Bench, 2 down, bases empty. 5-4-3, just what Tom Terrific and the Reds ordered and wish it would have been, and it was. So that's a 5-4-3 double play. Porter is out at second. They turn it, 2 down, base is empty for Tito Landrum, the right fielder. It seemed that Tito Landrum in the 80s was always on a playoff team, if I remember correctly. Seaver has the sign from Nolan. The pitch to Tito Landrum. Seaver looking to close the door here in the top of the second on the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a 46. 46 is a 32. Base is empty. Landrum will swing the stick on the 32. Fly ball to center. Griffey waits for it. He makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless here in Cincinnati. Due up for the Reds, Foster, Nolan, Knight, if anyone gets on. The number 8 batter, the second baseman, Oster. So Seaver, 2 shutout innings so far. Sorensen looks to match him as he heads to the mound for the bottom of the second here in Cincinnati. Joining us at the ballpark, we have Dwayne Mart's YouTube network. Check out and subscribe to that channel. The Admiral Clinton Parks, Cutter Historical. Check out and subscribe to that channel. We have Dave Little, RJL Network. Check out and subscribe to both those wonderful channels. Alternate History 100, another fun content creator in our community. Daryl Cole, Dave Gardner. Remember to check out and subscribe to Dave Gardner's channel. Of course, Uncle Ron Jucket's channel, Retro Sports Network. And hopefully Ron feels better and is able to do some streaming. I believe he has a little flu bug, a little laryngitis. Well wishes to Uncle Ron. Sorensen is ready. Bob Foster. That's the light heavyweight champion now. George Foster to the plate. Foster has a lot of power. Righty matchup. The pitch from Sorensen to George Foster. 26 to Foster. 26. Swing and a miss. Sorensen records his second strikeout. Foster heads to the Reds bench. One down for the catcher, Jerry Nolan. Nolan digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Porter, his counterpart, goes through the signs. Sorensen with a quick nod of the head. He rocks and deals to Joe Nolan. 64 to Joe Nolan. 64 is a 12. Base is empty. B grade 12. Fielding column 1. That's a hard one hopper to the first baseman, Hernandez. He fields it quite cleanly and makes it look easy. Wins the foot race to the bag. Nolan is retired for out number 2. Two down, base is empty. Third baseman, Ray Knight. Knight steps to the right-hander's batter's box. Sorensen, he's ready. The pitch homeward bound to Ray Knight. 14-30. Knight swings at the Sorensen offering. Fly ball to center. Going back. Reaching up and making the catch. George Hendrick. The Reds are gone in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Scoreless here in Cincinnati. Game 1 of the What If 1981 National League Championship Series. Due up for St. Louis, Sorensen, the pitcher. Then the top of the order, Gary Templeton to face Tom Seaver. Tommy Herr, switch-hitting second baseman, the man they call the Boomer, steps to the left-hander's batter's box. Seaver's ready to work. The pitch homeward bound to Tommy Herr. 24 to Tommy Herr. Base is empty. 24. Strike 3. He chased the high cheese. Seaver records his second strikeout. One down. Seaver's counterpart, Larry Sorensen, steps to the right-hander's batter's box. Seaver looks to make quick work of Sorensen. The pitch. 64 to Sorensen. 64 is a 12. Fielding column 2. Hard hit ball to first. Bench fields it. Tosses to Seaver. Covering the bag. Sorensen is retired. On the ground out to Johnny Bench. Reds throw it around the infield. Top of the order, 2 outs. Gary Templeton, 0 for 1. He flew out to center. The windup and the pitch to Templeton from Seaver. Seaver fires in a 56. 56-34. That should close the door. Popped up. Left side. Calling for it is the shortstop, Davey Concepcion. Templeton, 0 for 2. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here in Cincinnati. Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. What If? National League Championship Series of 1981. Good inning for Seaver. Sorensen to the mound for the bottom of the third. Sorensen will face Oster, Seaver, then the top of the order, Dave Collins. We have no score here in Cincinnati. The winners shall advance to face the Oakland A's in the World Series. Ron Oster steps to the batter's box, switch hitter batting lefty. Sorensen sends the pitch homeward bound to Oster. We're looking at a 42, bases empty. 42 is a 14. That is a walk. The Z does not save him. He needed to be a double ZZ pitcher. Oster's at first. He's a fast runner. Seaver to the plate. Seaver will bunt. Let's see how we do here. So we have a runner at first. The pitch by Sorensen. Seaver squares the bunt. 16 is a 28. 28. Oh no, that's good. Sorensen off the mound. Pounces on it. Realizes his only play is to first. Advancing to second on the 1-4 sack is Oster. So a good bunt by Seaver. So that's a sack, 1-4. First baseman was charging. Covering on the wheel play was Tommy Herr. 1 out. Top of the order, Dave Collins. He singled his first time up. Speedy Oster at second. The pitch to Collins. Sorensen trying to jam him here. 61 to Collins is a 40 with a runner at second. Fielding column 1. It's a high chopper to second. Oh no, it's a hard hit ball to second. Line shot. Knocked down. Oster trying to advance to third. Herr throws to Oberkfell. He applies the tag. Oster is out. A bit of horrific base runner by Oster. So he is out. 2 down. Collins reaches on the very rare 4-5 putout. Batter is safe. That was a wild and wacky play there, folks. 2 down. Collins at first. He has a lot of speed. He'll be off on contact. Ken Griffey Sr. steps to the plate. He flew out to left. The pitch to Ken Griffey Sr., 31. Runner at first. Switch the charts. 31 to Ken Griffey Sr. is an 8. He's a B grade. The B grade nullifies a hit chance. It's top to the mound. Sorensen knocks it down, fumbles around a bit, throws to first. They just nipped the speedy Ken Griffey Sr. The side is retired. If you're scoring at home, that's 1-3. So some really awkward base running by Oster takes the Reds out of a potential scoring opportunity. We're through 3 here in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. What if 1981 National League Championship Series in Cincinnati? There's no score as we head to the top of the fourth. Due up for St. Louis, Oberkfell, Hernandez, Hendrick. If anyone gets on, the switch hitting catcher, or the left-hand batting catcher, Darryl Porter. We have some new folks in the press booth, a.k.a. the chat. Sports Flicks, our good friend, a.k.a. Mr. Wrestling 2. Check out and subscribe to that channel. Ken Castro. How you doing, Ken? Sports Time Machine, our good friend, Mr. Utah Mike. Check out and subscribe to that channel. Top of the fourth. Seaver to the hill once again, trying to throw a shutout inning. Jason Marks, how you doing? Hope all is well, my fellow Red Sox fan. Okay. Here's Kenny Oberkfell, left-handed batter. 0 for 1 against Seaver. He popped out to second. The pitch from Tom Terrific to Oberkfell. 32 to Kenny Oberkfell. 26. Oberkfell swings the bat. Fielding column 2. Ground ball to second. Oster to bench, 1 out. Oberkfell is 0 for 2. Hernandez doubled in his first at-bat. Would go no farther as Hendrick struck out to end the top of the first. Hendrick on deck. The pitch to Keith Hernandez from Tom Seaver, 64. 64 is a 12. That's a ground ball to Bench. Bench has it. He's going to win the foot race to the bag. Hernandez is gone. Johnny Bench fielding his position quite well at first. 2 outs, base is empty for George Hendrick. He was a strikeout victim of Tom Seaver. Seaver and the Reds looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the fourth. The leg kick and delivery by Seaver to Hendrick. 23, what will it be? We shall see. 23 is a 26. Ground ball, right side. Up with it. Oster to Bench. 1, 2, 3. The Cardinals are gone in the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth, scoreless here of the What If 1981 National League Championship Series Game 1. Winner advances to meet the Oakland A's and Billy Martin with his Billy Ball. Sorensen will try to hold serve here in the bottom of the fourth. Sorensen to face for Cincinnati, Concepcion, Bench, Foster. If anyone gets on, the catcher Joe Nolan. Triple G Sports Replays, how you doing? Check out and subscribe to that channel. Davey Concepcion struck out against Sorensen in his first at-bat. The pitch to Davey from Larry Sorensen, that's a 13. Base is empty. 13 is a walk. 14. Speedy Concepcion is at first. On the free pass, Johnny Bench grounded to third his first at-bat. Looking for something more and something deep. Here's the pitch to Johnny Bench. 14 to Johnny Bench. Runner at first. Sorensen to Bench. 14 is a 30. High fly ball to left. Not too deep. Coming in just a bit is Sisto Lescano. He makes the catch. Concepcion retreats to first with 1 out. Bench is 0 for 2. That will bring up George Foster. Foster struck out against Sorensen in the second. Porter goes through the signs. Sorensen nods his head. The pitch to Foster with a runner at first, 1 out. 61 to Foster. That's a 24. Hard hit ball to short. Templeton over to her, on to Hernandez. The side is retired. 6-4-3. Excellent job by Sorensen and the Cardinal infield. We're through 4 here in Cincinnati. No score. We head to the top of the 5th. Both pitchers tossing shutouts. Seaver's an A-grade pitcher. He cannot advance past an A grade. I don't think so. Let me just double check. I always double check that, but I'm pretty sure he cannot advance past an A grade. Oh, no, he can. He can advance. Pitcher A, B, and AC pitchers cannot advance. So he can advance to an AC pitcher with 5 shutout innings. And then if he gets a 6 shutout inning, an AB pitcher. Okay, so he can advance. An AC or AB cannot advance. I always like to double check that. Probably played that incorrectly a bit in the past. Porter steps to the left-hander's batter's box. He walked his first time up. Was erased on the double play off the bat of Lescano, who bats after Porter. Seaver to Porter. Double ones. That's a 4. A-grade pitcher. That ball's hit to center field. Ken Griffey Sr. to his right makes the dive. He doesn't make the catch. He doesn't make the catch. It's going to roll by him. Porter around second. He's trying for third. The relay throw, not in time. Unbelievable. Darryl Porter on that 4 A-grade pitcher triples to right center. St. Louis immediately threatening. Here in the top of the 5th, Sisto Lescano comes to the plate. Lescano banged into the 5-4-3 double play. In the second, looking to knock Porter in to give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead. Seaver looking for the K. The pitch to Lescano. Runner at third. That's a 35. 35 to Lescano is a 40. Fielding column 2. That ball is going to be deep enough to center, as it says. Center fielder makes the catch. No play at home. SF8, so that's a sac fly ball. Porter scores 1-0 Cardinals. So we don't have to worry about an AC for Tom Seaver. He gives up a run in the top of the 5th. So it's a sac 7. Ribby for Lescano. He does his JOB. 1-0 Cardinals, 1 out. Tito Landrum flew out to center. Base is empty. As we switch the charts, I'm using the radio boards, which I do love. Here's the pitch to Tito Landrum. 16, 28, Landrum. That's a comebacker right to Seaver. He snares it, throws to bench, 2 away. 2 down, 1-0 Cardinals. Leadoff triple by Porter, sac fly by Lescano. Produces the only run of the game so far. The number 8 batter, Tommy Herr, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Seaver rocks and deals to Herr. 44 to Tommy Herr. If it's an 8, he is out. It is an 8. He is out. Popped up, left side. Ray Knight, the third baseman, calls for it, waits for it. The Reds are gone on the Herr pop-out here in the top of the 5th. They do score 1. On the triple by Porter, sac fly by Lescano. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Cardinals. Game 1 of the What If 1981 National League Championship Series winner advances to face the Oakland A's, who defeated the Milwaukee Brewers in 5. Sorensen in the bottom of the fifth takes the mound with a 1-0 lead. Sorensen to face Nolan, the catcher, Knight, the third baseman, Oster, the second baseman. If anyone gets on, Tom Seaver, who had a sac bunt in his first plate appearance. Take care, Uncle Dave Little. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful evening and beyond. The pitch to Joe Nolan, 0 for 1, Nolan is. 53 to Joe Nolan, base is empty. 53 is an 18, fielding column 1. Hard hit ball to short. Templeton has trouble with it. Can't get it out of his glove. Now drops the ball. Throws to first. Safe. Oh, my Lord. What should have been out number 1. I don't know what happened there to Gary Templeton. He had plenty of time to get the slow-footed catcher Nolan, but things went from bad to worse for Templeton at short. Had trouble getting the ball out of his glove on a hard-hit ball by Nolan. Then he dropped the ball. His foot knocked it to his left a little bit. Finally, when he picked it up and fired to first, Nolan just beats it out. That's an E6, tying run at first. Joe Nolan, a very slow-footed catcher. The number 7 batter, Ray Knight, steps to the plate. This is an excellent double play possibility with the slow Joe Nolan at first and the slower Ray Knight at the plate. Knight flew out to center in his first at-bat. Sorensen deals to Ray Knight. 56 to Ray Knight, who was married to Nancy Lopez at one time. 56. I think they got a divorce. That's a 13. Swing and a miss. A huge strikeout on the breaking pitch. Sorensen records his 3rd K. 1 out, 1 on. For the second baseman, Ron Oster. Oster walked. In his first plate appearance, was sacked over by Seaver, and then in one of the most bizarre plays, a sinking liner to second. Oster, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He should have probably just stayed there. The ball was not caught. Oster took off for third. Herr threw to Oberfell, who easily tagged him out. 1 out, 1 on. Switch hitting Oster in the left-hander's batter's box. Sorensen is ready. Pitch homeward bound to Oster. That was a 5. 54 to Oster. 54 is a 32 with a runner at first. That ball is skied to right field. Canned a corn for Tito Landrum. 2 down. Retreating back to first is Joe Nolan. So with 2 outs and the Reds trailing by 1, Nolan will be off on contact. Tom Seaver, can he help his cause at the plate? Seaver, no official at bat. He had a bunt sack in his first plate appearance. Sorensen to Tom Terrific. 24. Swing and a miss. The side is retired. Larry Sorensen strikes out Seaver. That's his 4th K, which ends the bottom of the 5th. The error doesn't hurt. We go to the top of the 6th. Cardinals 1. Cincinnati Reds, nothing. Due up for the Cardinals, Sorensen, Templeton, Oberkfell. Sorensen will continue to try to nurse that 1-run lead. So Sorensen strikes out Seaver, now must enter the right-hander's batter's box against his pitching foe. Alternate history 100 says, I'm happy to see no DH, Al. It wouldn't be authentic for 1981. Well, when we do the World Series, we're going to have a DH in the American League Park, and probably the pitcher hits in the National League Park. I think that's the way I'll do that. So Seaver to Sorensen to start off. The top of the sixth, Sorensen rolls 44. 44 is a 21. Wow, he's a horrific hitter. Doubles doesn't get him anywhere close to a hit. So what is he? He's a 44 is a 21. Oh, I could be wrong here. That's going to be an error on the first baseman, Johnny Bench. Oh, no. 21 is not on here anyway, but Bench is not he would have been a fielding column 1 anyway. So an E on Johnny Bench, he fields it, but does not lead Seaver to the bag properly. The ball goes off the glove of Seaver, who quickly chases it down. Sorensen stays at first, so that's an E3. Sorensen at first. He's a normal runner. Top of the order, Gary Templeton. Templeton's going to swing that stick. Templeton's 0 for 2. Seaver to Templeton with a runner at first. 55 for Gary Templeton. 55 is an 8. The A grade might steal that. But we have to go to the runner at first. We have the bases empty chart right now. So let's look at this quickly. Runner at first. It's an 8. Nub to the mound. It's a swinging bunt. Seaver's only play is the Bench at first. Advancing to second, the pitcher, Larry Sorensen. So Sorensen to second. Templeton's 0 for 3. 1 out. Again, Sorensen is not a slow runner. He is a normal runner. That brings up third baseman, left-hand batting, Kenny Oberkfell. Oberkfell has popped out, grounded out, both to second. Runner at second. With 1 out. The pitch to Ken Oberkfell from Seaver looking for a strikeout. That's a 13. Usually a 13's a 14. And it is. Let's see if that's a walk. It's going to be because Seaver has no modifiers. Just missed on the 3-2 count. Seaver and Nolan field. He was pinched there. Ball 4. Heading to first on the free pass is Oberkfell. So first and second. One out. Does set up a double play possibility to end the inning. Keith Hernandez has doubled and grounded to first. 1-0 Cardinals. Trying to win a game here in Cincinnati. The pitch to Keith Hernandez. 13 to Keith Hernandez. And that's a 14. Again, if he had a Z modifier, it wouldn't be a walk, but he doesn't. Ball 4. Tom Seaver is in all kinds of trouble here. Going to third is Sorensen. To second, Oberkfell. Hernandez to first on the free pass. Bases juiced. 1 out. Bullpen action for the Reds. Nolan to the mound. Johnny Bench to the mound. Davey Concepcion to the mound. The pitching coach to the mound. Seaver says he's okay. What will they do? They have the bases loaded. Will they bring the infield in? They will play for 2. They will play for 2. So the infield's back, or normal as you would call it. They're going to look for that double play ball off the bat of George Hendrick. Hendrick 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out. Seaver to Hendrick, bases juiced, 46. No place to put George, the Iron Man Hendrick, 46. There it is. Swing and a miss on the 13. Seaver rears back, throws the high fastball. Hendrick cannot climb the ladder. Second time Hendrick has K'd to Tom Terrific. Two outs, bases still juiced. Darryl Porter, who has walked and tripled, he's 1 for 1, scored on the sac fly by Tito Landrum on deck. Sorensen at third. Oberkfell second. Keith Hernandez first. St. Louis could break this thing open here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Seaver takes a deep breath, has the sign, the pitch to the left-hand batting catcher of the Cardinals, Darryl Porter, 33! Bases juiced. That's a 6. Unbelievable. Darryl Porter's a one-man wrecking crew. A grade. He's going to freaking triple again. He clears the bases with his second triple of the game. You've got to be kidding me. Cincinnati fans are in total shock and disbelief. So that's a 33. That's a 6. Bases loaded. 1 column hitting card. Well, yeah, it's a 1 column hitting card. Okay, there's no 2 columns. Triple. Clears the bases. Porter has knocked in 3. He stands at third. Unbelievable. That ball hit the wall and took a weird hop away from Ken Griffey Sr. Foster was late getting over. Darryl Porter slides safely into third as the relay throw was not in time. Porter has 2 triples in this game. Wow. 4-0. That's 3 ribbies. The error, those are all unearned runs, too. Sorensen scores. The walks come back to kill Seaver. Oberkfell and Hernandez score on free passes. So the only hit so far in this inning is the triple by Porter that knocks in 3. With 2 outs in the top of the 6th, the Cardinals lead 4-0. Seaver's day could be done. We're going to try to get him to get Lascano out here. What a start for the Cardinals. They're going to beat the ace, it looks like, of the Reds, Tom Seaver. He was 14-2 with a 2.54 ERA. The pitch to Lascano from Seaver, trying to regroup here. Tom Terrific is 26. 26 is a 24. That should end the inning. Ground ball to short. Concepcion fires to bench. The side is retired, but the damage was done with the error 2 walks, which leads to the Porter triple that clears the bases, giving the Cardinals a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So Sorensen has 4 runs to play with now. Oops. Almost lost the card there. Wow, 2 triples. Unbelievable. Sorensen is now a A-grade pitcher. What happened to Sorensen? What did I do with him? Oh, here's. Sorensen has thrown 5 scoreless innings. He moves from a B grade to an A grade. So Sorensen's an A grade pitcher now. Seaver has given up 4 runs. I don't think that drops him in a grade yet. Pitching grade reduction. If a pitcher allows 5 earned runs, and plus they weren't earned runs, so we don't have to worry about that. He's still an A grade. They weren't earned runs. top of the order for the Reds, who have to get their bats going. They're down 4-0. Jason Marks says, "Go Cards." Our good friend, Mr. Utah Mike, Sports Time Machine. Remember to check out and subscribe to his channel. Says, actually in 81 was an odd year, so the pitchers hit, but we still love Al and his what if projects. Well, we're going to do, they hit in the National League, the DH in the American League. That's what we're going to do, most likely. I might have pitchers hit. I don't know. The pitchers will hit in the National League at worst case scenario. So Sorensen's an A grade, still has his Z modifier, obviously. He'll face Collins, who's 1 for 2. The pitch to Dave Collins, switch hitter, batting lefty, 66, reroll, 36. That's a 6 on the any rerolls on a D grade. Base is empty. That's a 6. It's a double off the wall in left center field. A leadoff double for Dave Collins. He's 2 for 3. Have the Reds found a chink in the Sorensen armor? They're down by 4. Sorensen usually went about 6 innings when you do the math from Baseball Reference. He could be tiring. Here's Ken Griffey Sr., who's 0 for 2, runner at second, no outs. The pitch to Griffey, 45. 45 is a 14. Ball 4. Inside. Z modifier doesn't come into play there. So we have first and second, no outs. Reds looking to come right back. Fans on their feet here in Cincinnati. First and second. Davey Concepcion to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Johnny Bench on deck, 0 for 2. Gandalf, 970. How you doing? Hope all is well. As he says, you might have to intentionally walk Porter the next time he's up. Unbelievable, though. 2 triples. They're going to stick with Sorensen. They're going to stick with Sorensen to Concepcion. The pitch to Davey Concepcion, 53 from Sorensen to Concepcion, first and second, no outs. 53 is a 20. That's going to be an error on the second baseman, Tommy Herr. The 20 also does not. Oh, wait. It's going to be an error either way. It's an error all the way across the board. The 20 does come into play. Tommy Herr, just to show you, he's an 8. So he would have been, instead of fielding column 1, fielding column 2. It doesn't matter, because on the 20 with first and second, you can see error fielding column 1, error fielding column 2, error fielding column 3. Again, they just give you a different flavor for the error, but now the bases are juiced on the E4. Cardinals coming apart at the seams after they go up 4-0. Success. They're not handling it well. Collins to third, Griffey to second. Concepcion on the Herr error to first. Johnny Bench comes to the plate. 0 for 2. Sorensen and Whitey. I think it would have been Whitey Herzog, the manager at the time, right? They feel that should have been a double play ball. Herr boots it. They're going to stick with Sorensen. This could be his last batter. Johnny Bench could tie it with a bippity-boppity boom. We go bases loaded. We're going to stick with that A grade. Well, let me think about this. Let me think about this. Bruce Sutter is a B-grade pitcher with a YZ modifier. And he's a righty. Jim Cott is a lefty. B-grade with a Z modifier. Then their bullpen stinks. So if we bring in Bruce Sutter, and this is really early for Sutter, against bench, the first batter he faces, because they're righty, he would be an A pitcher just for that batter. They're going to stick with Sorensen. Sorensen's got to wiggle out of this. Bases juiced, no outs. The pitch to Johnny Bench, 51 to bench. 51 to bench is an 8. That's going to be a deep fly ball to right. Scoring on the sac fly from third is Collins. The Reds are on the board. They trail by 3 now. Cardinals 4, Cincinnati 1. Sac fly by Bench. Picks up the ribby. First and second, 1 out. Not what the Reds fans wanted, but they do get a run. Sorensen still not out of the kettle, out of the frying pan, out of the soup yet. He has to face the heavy-hitting George Foster with runners at first and second now with 1 out, though. 4-1 Cardinals. Pitch homeward bound to Foster. 44 is a 7 on the A grade. Uh-oh. Single to left, first and third. Griffey's a fast runner. If he was a slow runner, he would have been thrown out. At home, Griffey scores on the single. It's now 4-2. Clutch hit by Foster. He had struck out and banged into a double play. He gets a bit of a revenge against Sorensen and the Cardinals. So he singles in Griffey. 4-2. Concepcion goes first and third. Foster at first. First and third, still only 1 out. Joe Nolan, he's a lefty. Knight's a righty. Then Oster's a switch hitter. And that's going to be it for Sorensen. Jim Cott, the lefty, will be coming in. So it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Cott will be an A-grade pitcher, as Nolan is the first batter he faces from the same. They're both the same, lefty-lefty. Then he'll revert back to his B grade after that. All right, so Sorensen is done. The A grade just didn't serve him well. After 6 shutout innings, he gives up 5 shutout innings. He gives up 2 in the bottom of the 6th, 4-2. He's responsible for the runners at first and third, so he can get a no decision if they score. Concepcion at third, Foster at first, Nolan at the plate, and Sorensen is gone. Sorensen goes 5 1/3 innings. Gives up 2 runs. Well, actually, he could give up more, so we're not doing anything there yet. Sorensen struck out 4. Again, he's responsible for the runners on the corners. Jim Cott is coming in the game. Jim Cott, the former Minnesota Twin. That's K-A-A-T. He is a B grade, but for the first out of the bullpen, he's a B grade. First batter, again, because he's facing a lefty and Joe Nolan, he's an A grade, has a Z modifier. So Cott, 6th inning, 1 out, left-handed batter, A grade. First batter. Sorensen's done. Now to the Reds counter. You can move bench to the plate. Let's take a quick look. John McNamara, was he the manager for the Reds in 81? Let's see what we have here. I mean, Dreesen's a lefty. You're not going to do that. They're going to stick with Joe Nolan. They're going to stick with Joe Nolan. Midlife crisis is yes regarding John McNamara. Because Sparky Anderson was already in Detroit, right? He had to be. 84, they won the World Series. They're going to go lefty-lefty here. So Joe Nolan will face Jim Cott, 4-2 Cardinals, but they're in trouble. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Cott to Joe Nolan, 34 to Joe Nolan. First and third. 34 to Joe Nolan's a 31. They're playing normal. 31. Fielding column 1. Let's check the 31. Okay, here we go. This could make a difference. So that ball's hit to George Hendrick in center. Hendrick, now they're fielding column 1 when you add everything up, but Hendrick is a 2. So he becomes a fielding column 2. 34, let's make sure. 31. It's a 31. There it is. There it is. Wow, had he actually been a crappy fielder. Wow, that actually helps them out. Holy cow. So you see, what's funny here, had we gone to fielding column 3, it's a sac fly. But because he's a 2 fielder on a 31 roll, you go to fielding column 2, lofted to center, but not deep enough. Runner holds, big out. I thought it would be the other way around. But that's the flavor you get. Sometimes it's not what you think. I'm glad I looked. I was like, oh, that must be a sac fly. So Nolan flies out. To center, not deep enough for Concepcion to score. They're 2 down now as Hendrick fired it in towards Porter, who got it on 1 hop. It's up to Ray Knight. Caught the lefty, Knight the righty. 2 outs, 4-2 Cardinals. Runners on the corners. Cott hoping to Knight Ray Knight. 35 tonight. 14, that's going to load the bases, though he is a Z modifier. 14, he needed to be a double ZZ. He's only a Z. There's a walk. Bases are juiced with 2 outs. Foster to second. Concepcion's at third. Free pass sends Knight to first. And actually, that run would have been, let's use the black pen there. If he scores. There we go. Ron Oster to the plate. Seaver on deck. Probably will be hit for. My God, it's going to be... I mean, do they go to Bruce Sutter now? Either way, Sutter would not be an A because Oster's a switch hitter. They're going to stick with Cott. 4-2, bases juiced, 2 outs. Switch hitting Oster to the right-hander's batter's box. Oster's 0 for 1 with a walk. Reds fans on their feet. The pitch to Ron Oster, 15. Bases juiced, 15's an 8. Let's find out. Bases juiced. B-grade pitcher, 8. Strikes him out. So had it been 1 out, it would have been a sac fly, but the asterisk means 2 outs. Cott gets him swinging on the breaking pitch, so that's a strikeout. Do you see the asterisk? Right there. So had it been 1 out, it was a sac fly, but it's 2 outs. He strikes him out on the breaking pitch. The Reds leave them loaded. But they do get 2. Those 2 runs are charged to Sorensen. The book on Sorensen is complete. Only 1 was earned, though. One, 2. I think only 1 was earned. We'll call only 2 runs, 1 earned. All right. Doesn't matter. 2 runs scored. Cott does his job. Doesn't allow the inherited runners to score. He gets the fly out, walk, then strikeout that ends the inning and the threat. So Seaver will come out to pitch the top of the 7th. Still an A-grade pitcher. He'll face Landrum, Herr, and possibly a pinch hitter for Cott. Though they have switchy lefty right. We might leave Cott in for the bottom of the 7th. 8th. Face Landrum. This will be the last receiver. The pitch to Tito Landrum, who's 0 for 2. 16 to Tito Landrum. 16 is a 28. Landrum will swing. That's going to be an out. Base is empty. 28 fielding column 2. Chopper to short. Concepcion fields it quite cleanly and smoothly. Throws the bench. Landrum's retired 6-3. 1 down. That brings up Tommy Herr. Herr's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Seaver kicks and deals to the switch-hitting Herr batting lefty. That's a 34 to Tommy Herr. 34 is a 31. Herr sends that ball to center field. Carries a bit. Griffey definitely has room, though. At the track, makes the catch, 2 away. Now, do you let Cott hit? We say yes. Jim Cott will hit. Oops. Not double T, double A. I always do that with his name. And I just messed up Sorensen. And Cott's a normal base runner. All right, 2 outs, base is empty. Seaver to Cott. Righty-lefty matchup. 35 to Cott. 35 is a 9. And that's going to be a swing and a miss on the A grade. With the bases empty. Just to show you, A grade struck him out. So Seaver, after giving up 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, puts the goose egg up in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals still lead the Reds 4-2, Game 1 of the What If National League Championship Series 1981. Cott goes from the batter's box to the mound. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Seaver. So Seaver's day is done. Tom Seaver pitched 7 innings. Gave up 4 runs, though only 1 was earned. Seaver struck out 4. And Daryl Porter hit 2 freaking triples off of him. Scored a run, has knocked in 3. Porter's been a one-man wrecking crew. Who will pinch hit for the Cincinnati Reds? I mean, we could go lefty-lefty with Dreesen. I'm going to save Dan Dreesen. Mike Berry's the 3rd catcher they carry. Mike O'Berry. Landestoid. Kennedy. Larry Bittner. Mejias. Paul Householder. Mike Vale. So Collins hits next. We're not going to take any of these guys out of the game. No double switch there. We're going to go with all right, we're going to go with somebody. We're going to go with our 3rd catcher. The right-hand batting, Mike O'Berry. We get a re-roll on the 11 and the 66. Pinch hitter, O'Berry, 7th for Seaver. So O'Berry to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back for its root. Root for your favorite team. If they lose, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old ball game. As Gandalf 970 says, Cott was a good hitter. Yes, he was. Cott to O'Berry off the bench. 14, 30. O'Berry swings. That's a long fly ball on the 30 to left center field. Racing over to make the catch, calling off Hendrick, is Sisto Lescano. O'Berry, the pinch hitter, is out for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Top of the order, Collins. 4-2 game. St. Louis are trying to hold on. Game 1. Best of 5 National League Championship Series, 1981. Collins is 2 for 3, a single. Fielder's choice, doubled, scored. The pitcher, Dave Collins. 62 to Collins. Bases empty, 1 out. 62 is a 14. He has a Z, but he needs a double Z. So that's a walk. Speedy Collins to first. That will bring up a lefty-lefty matchup. Collins was a switch hitter. Griffey is a left-handed batter. Ken Griffey Sr., 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored on the Johnny Bench. I'm sorry, he scored on the Foster single after Bench sacked in Collins. That's how the Reds were able to get their 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. All right. 1 out, 1 on. Griffey at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. The delivery from Cott to Griffey, 51 to Ken Griffey Sr. 51's an 8. He's a B grade. Top to the mound. Only plays to first. Collins to second. 2 down now, though. Cott fields his position, as you know, quite well. Had he been a C-grade pitcher, would have been a single, but he's not. He's a B-grade out of the pen. So 2 outs. Collins at second. Concepcion at the plate. Suter looking on from the bullpen. Continues to warm. The pitch to Davey Concepcion. It's a 21 to Davey with a runner at second. 21 to Concepcion with 2 outs is a 13. Swing and a miss as he chased a ball in the dirt. Porter applies the tag to Concepcion's leg to complete the strikeout. Does his JOB. We go to the top of the 8th, 4-2 Cardinals. And we need a new pitcher. We need a new pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds as they trail 4-2. They're going to go with Tom Hume, B grade, no modifiers. So Tom Hume to the hill for the Reds in the top of the 8th. Will try to keep it a 2-run deficit. Hume is a righty. As I stated, B grade, no modifier. Hume is done with his warm-up tosses. The Reds throw it around the infield, get it back to Hume. Top of the order, Gary Templeton. Templeton's 0 for 3. Switch hitter, batting lefty, looking for better results off Tom Hume than he got against Tom Seaver. From one Tom to the other, now to Templeton. 42 to Gary Templeton from Tom Hume. 42 is a swing and a miss. Results are the same. 0 for 4 for Templeton. 1 out. Top of the 8th, 4-2, St. Louis. Ken Oberkfell to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored on the Porter triple. Porter has walked and tripled twice, scored 1 run, knocked in 3. Most likely the MVP of this game if it holds up at this score. Hume rocks and deals to the left-hand batting Oberkfell. That's a 51 to Kenny. 51's an 8. He's a B grade. I know that's going to be a pop-up. Or I know it's an out. Base is empty. I had the wrong chart. I believe on base is empty, it's a pop-out. Yep. Popped up. Left side. Third baseman Ray Knight has it. 2 down. Two outs here in the top of the 8th for Keith Hernandez. Cards lead the Reds 4-2. Game 1, 1981 National League Championship Series. Hernandez has doubled, grounded out, and walked. He scored on the Porter triple. He's 1 for 2. The pitch to Keith Hernandez from Tom Hume. Hume tosses up a 25. That's an 8. Guess what that is? Popped up to the third baseman, Ray Knight. The side is retired. Hume comes in tight to both Hernandez and prior to that, Oberkfell. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. Excellent inning by Thomas Herbert Hume Jr. Will Cott come back out for the bottom of the 8th? We have bench, Foster, Nolan. If anyone gets on, Ray Knight. That's it for Cott. They're going to go to Bruce Sutter for the 6-out save attempt. Sutter, the former Cub, now in Cardinal red. B grade YZ modifier. Y for strikeouts, Z for control. So Cott does his JOB, gives up no runs in an inning and a third. In an inning and 2/3, excuse me. And he struck out 1. Sutter's coming in. He's a right-handed hurler. Something on the pen. Okay, get that off. B grade YZ modifier. So in Sutter, the Cardinals trust. Cott is out of the game. Cardinals go to their third pitcher. It's Cardinal red versus Cincinnati red. Bench, Foster, Nolan to face Bruce Sutter. Reds trail by 2. The pitch from Sutter to Johnny Bench, who is 0 for 2 with a sac fly and a ribby. 45 to Bench. 45, 14, that's a walk. Bench battles Sutter to a free pass. Tying run comes to the plate. George Foster, and he carries a boomstick. Foster, 1 for 3, struck out, banged into a double play, singled in the bottom of the 6th to knock in the second run in the 2-run uprising in the bottom of the 6th by the Reds to cut the Cardinal lead in half. 4-2. Bench at first. The pitch to Foster. 44. Usually that's an 8. It's a 7. It's a 7. That's going to be a hit, I believe. Runner at first. 7, B grade. Yes. Had he been an A grade pitcher, it would have been an out. Single to right center field. Bench goes first to third. Foster is a normal runner. He does not take second on the throw. He stays at first. So the Reds threatening right away off the closer, Bruce Sutter, who the Cardinals had said, in Sutter we trust. Tying runs on base. Go-ahead run at the plate, and Joe Nolan. Gandalf saying pinch run for Bench. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Because he's slow. Johnny's slow. And we could put Dreesen in at first. Dreesen is fast. He's going to pinch run. Good call, Gandalf. And he'll stay in to play first base, which he's a 4. That's going to increase us to a 39, still fielding column 2. All right, so let's just do some quick little adjustment here. So Dreesen will pinch run at third for Bench. Pinch run, and he'll stay into play first. And he's fast. And Dreesen is a 4 fielder. That's going to increase this to a 39. Still a fielding column 2. Nolan at the plate. Let's get Bench out of the game. Good call by the Cincinnati Reds bench coach, Gandalf 970. First and third, no outs. Sutter to Nolan. 43 to Joe Nolan. That's a 29. We have first and third. 29. They were playing back. Fielding column 1. X-pitcher gets a strikeout. Is he an X-pitcher? No, he's a Y. Ball hit to the pitcher. Runner at third holds. Sutter goes to first. Runner advances to second. So second and third, 1 out. Nolan doesn't get the job done. He grounds out 1-3. Dreesen holds at third. The contact play, luckily, was not on. He would have been a dead duck. It's now second and third, 1 out for Ray Knight. Tense moments here in Cincinnati. The Reds' third baseman's 0 for 2, a flyout, a strikeout, a walk, a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. Dreesen takes his lead at third. Foster takes his lead at second. 1 down. The pitch to the Reds' third baseman, right-hand batting Ray Knight from Bruce Sutter. 12 to Ray Knight. 12's a 25. Again, they're playing normal. They'll give up 1 run for the out. 25. He lines into a double play. Unbelievable. Lines to first. The excellent fielding of Keith Hernandez immediately throws to second. They double up Foster. The side is retired. Oh, my Lord. Ray Knight hit it on the screws. So, again, that's a 12-25, second and third. Yep, Hernandez makes the magnificent catch at first, throws to Templeton, who easily steps on the bag, doubling up Foster. Ouch. The Reds threaten, but fail to score. Line to first, caught, doubled off second, 3-6. Wow. Reds fans are extremely disappointed, and that's putting it pleasantly. So that is a line out, double play, 6-3. We go to the top of the ninth. The Cardinals cling to a 4-2 lead. Robert Corsari following from Cincinnati. Well, I'm sorry about your Reds banging into that line-out double play. We go to the top of the ninth. 4-2, how do you do? The Cards leading the Reds. Tom Hume back on the bump will once again try to keep it a 2-run deficit. Hume in relief of Seaver. Seaver went 7. Gave up 4 runs, though only 1 was earned. This is Game 1. What if 1981 National League Championship Series? What if there was no split season? And when they came back from the strike, they just continued on. Well, the National League East champs would have been the Cardinals at 59-43. The National League West champs, the Reds, at 66-42, which I believe would have been the best record in baseball. We've already played the American League What If. The A's took out the Brewers in 5. They await the winner of this series to do battle in the World Series What If. Tom Hume in the top of the ninth faces Hendrick, Porter, Lescano. Porter has been a one-man wrecking crew. Ted Hendrick, not so much. Hendrick 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a groundout. Hume to Hendrick, righty-righty matchup. To start off the top of the ninth, 15. 15's a 10. Ooh, this could be I think this is a hit. 10. Fielding column 2. Dreesen's at first now. He pinch ran for bench. Oh, a 10, B-grade pitcher. It's flared to right, drops in front of Collins. So we have a runner at first. Hendrick finally on with a single. He's 1 for 4. Hendrick, a normal runner at first. That will bring up Porter. Porter's 2 for 2, 2 triples, a run scored, 3 runs knocked in, and a walk. He's been on base all 3 times. Hume looks to retire Darryl Porter. 35 to Porter with a runner at first. 35 is a 14. That will be, Hume has no modifier. That is a walk. Porter has been on base all 4 times. First and second. Porter to first. Hendrick to second. No outs. Lescano to the plate. He's banged into a double play, had a sac fly for a ribby, and grounded to short. He's 0 for 2. The pitch to Sisto Lescano, 44. First and second, 44 is an 8. B-grade pitcher. Slowly hit to third. Runners advance. Knights only plays Dreesen at first, one down, second and third now. So if you had to make an out, that was the out to make. Hendrick at third, Porter at second, infield moves in. For Tito Landrum, the right-handed batting right fielder, Landrum 0 for 3, infield in, second and third. As I hit the camera, I apologize for that. Do we go to Joe Price now? Does he have strikeouts? He's a YZ. Here comes Price. Oh, there goes Price. Slid right off the board. Did you see that? Right off the board. Is that a bad omen? I don't know, but we're going to Joe Price. Try to keep it a 2-run deficit. The runners on base are Hume's responsibility. So Hume's out of the game. Going to Joe Price. Third pitcher used by the Reds now. They match that with the Cardinals. He's a righty. And he's a righty. So it's going to be an A grade. It'll be an A grade for the first batter. I don't think they'll pinch hit for Landrum. So he's a B normally, YZ modifier, but he's going to be an A for the first batter he faces because it's a righty-righty. He's coming in the middle of an inning with runners on second and third and one out. All right, they're going to stick with Tito Landrum. Second and third. Landrum's 0 for 3. Let's see. Maybe we come with a lefty. But you don't want to mess up their defense too much. You want to keep with that one column. I mean, Dane Orge is a lefty, but he's a one fielder. That brings him from a 41 to a 40, and that's fielding column 2. Let's see if we have an outfielder. Braun is a 1. Roof is a 1. Ramsey is a 1. He plays all over the place. And Sanchez is a catcher. I'm not sacrificing defense with a 2-run lead. It's righty-righty. Price is an A grade. The pitch to Tito Landrum, 14. 14's a 30. Infield in, second and third. That ball's hit to left. It's a 30. Left fielder is Foster. Oh, he's horrible. He's a 1. Ouch. See, this is where it mattered. It went the other way now. Had we stuck with fielding column 2, it's not deep enough for the sack. But he's a 1 out of 3 fielder. You could 3's the highest, and he's a 1. It turns into a sack fly to left. Run scores, other runner holds. A huge run scored on the sack fly off the bat of Tito Landrum. So that is a sack 7 and a ribby. Hendrick scores from third. Holding at second is Porter. That run is charged to Tom Hume. The Reds now have a 3-run lead, 5-2. 2 outs. for Tommy Herr. Herr is 0 for 3. Price to Herr, 54. Runner at second, 54 is a 32. That's going to be out number 3, but what type of out we shall find out in a second. So runner at second, 32. That ball is hit to right field. Collins will make the catch. The side is retired. The Cardinals do get one more on the sac fly off the bat of Tito Landrum. That is a huge run for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the ninth. St. Louis 5, the Cincinnati Reds 2. The Reds need 3 to tie, 4 to win. Let's take a look at our defense there. I don't think we have another 3 outfielder. They're fielding column 1 again. We'd like to get another 3 outfielder in there. I don't think they have a 3 outfielder. We'll take a quick look. So we're taking a look at the Cardinals bench. I just went through it. I know we don't have a 3 outfielder because I just went through this. I just remembered that. All right. Suter needs 3 outs to pick up the save. More importantly, the Cardinals would win game 1 here in Cincinnati. We're going to play 2-2-1 because it's the way I want to play it. That's how we play the American League Series. Suter to face Oster, a pinch hitter for Price. Then the top of the order, Collins. Ron Oster, 0 for 2 with a walk. He's flown out and struck out. Switch hitter batting lefty. Suter to Ron Oster, bottom of the ninth. Cincinnati needs base runners. They trail 5-2. That's a 62 to Ron Oster. 62 to Ronnie Oster is a 13 swing and a miss. Suter overpowers Oster. That's Bruce's first K. Second time Oster struck out. We now go to a pinch hitter for Joe Price. If they somehow tie this game without winning it, the rest of the bullpen is pretty putrid. It will be Rafael Landistoi to pinch hit for the Reds. So Landistoi, pinch hit ninth. Porter goes out to have a word with Suter. Landistoid's a fast runner. Back behind the plate goes Darrell Porter. Porter's looking like the MVP of game 1. Been on base 4 times, 2 triples, 2 walks, 3 runners knocked in, a run scored. Porter sets the target. The pitch to Landistoid, switch hitter batting lefty, 32 to Landistoid. Base is empty, is a 26. That's going to be out number 2 as Landistoid swings the stick. 26. Ground ball to Tommy Herr at second. He'll flip to Hernandez. 2 outs. We go to the top of the order, Dave Collins, who is 2 for 3, a single. Fielder's choice doubled, scored, and walked. Last chance for the Reds to keep this thing going. Suter is saying to himself, at 2, you're through. Well, at 3, you're through in reality. Last call for alcohol. Here's the pitch to Collins from Bruce Suter, looking to earn the save, nail down the win for the Cardinals, and Larry Sorensen. 61 to Dave Collins. Base is empty. 61 is a 40. Foul tip, strike 1. Had he been a W pitcher, which he's not, would have been a walk. 0-1 count. Collins digs in. Suter rocks and deals once again. 64 is a 12. On the base is empty. That's a rocket speared by Keith Hernandez. Hernandez wins the foot race to the bag. The Cardinals take game 1, 5-3. Sorensen defeats Seaver. The Cardinals get 1 game in Cincinnati. That's all you can ask for. But now they're thinking, hey, we get 2. We finish them off in St. Louis. They can still finish them off in St. Louis with a split and 2 wins at the Nest where the Cardinals play. So St. Louis 5, the Cincinnati Reds 2. They take game 1. Game 2 will be coming up in the near future on the channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that and hit the bell for notification. Your MVP is Darryl Porter. Porter went 2 for 2, was on base 4 times, 2 walks, 2 triples, scored a run, knocked in 3. He is your MVP. The winning pitcher, Larry Sorensen, caught with the hold, and the save goes to Bruce Suter. The losing pitcher is Tom Seaver. Unfortunately, if you're a Reds fan or a Seavers fan, as I am, I'm a Seaver fan. Gave up 4 runs, though only 1 was earned. Yoon gave up the 5th run, which was earned. And that's how we end this. Cardinals 5, Reds 2. As always, I'd like to say thank you. That was a fun game, I thought. I thought the Reds were going to rally, but they did not. I'm secretly pulling for the Reds because I like Tom Seaver. Gandalf 970, thank you for the compliment, and thank you for the bench coaching and reminding me to bring in a faster runner for bench, a.k.a. Dan Dreesen. Okay, so if you enjoyed the stream, please smack that like button as I hit the camera. I apologize. If, once again, you have not subscribed and you want to, that would be awesome. If you do subscribe, hit the bell for notification when we go live. Also, check out the other wonderful content creators in our community. Become a member of the FOC. It's very simple. What's the FOC? Friends of the channel, friends of the community. You sub me, you sub them. And that's all you have to do. Costs you nothing. Come back where everybody knows your name, and we're glad you came. The more, the merrier. Let's have fun forever. So I'd like to thank Gandalf 970, Robert Corsari, World's Worst Gamer, Midlife Crisis, Triple G Sports Replays, Jason Marks, Sports Time Machine, Alternate History 100, Clinton Parks, Sports Flicks, Ken Castro, Dave Little, Dwayne Mart's YouTube network. Scrolling up, Cutter Historical, RJL Network, our good friend Robert, Daryl Cole, and Uncle Dave Gardner. Thank you, one and all, for those who watch now and will watch later. Stay safe, be smart, treat people the way you want to be treated. God bless. I love you all. Cardinals take game one of our What If 1981 World Series 5-2 over the Reds. Sorensen the winner, Tom Seaver the loser, Cott with the hold, Suter with the save for the Cardinals. Until next time, and remember to hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss this magnificent series and all the fun stuff we do on our channel. Peace.